Hey guys. So yesterday I had a realization about mocking up these full screen desktop wallpaper underneath the menu feature that Windows 10 has. The tiled menu widget, when you have it, you have this blur in the background, like the pop-up background shows underneath it, but it's not able to draw the desktop wallpaper because you'd have to get rid of all the other windows behind and just show this. And then you also have on the desktop wallpaper layer, you also have all these widgets being drawn. Like even if you in the present Windows desktop effect, you have this effect where it moves all the windows out of the way. But you still have the file icons and all the widgets showing up as well. So what we can do to work around it, and it's possibly what the Windows guys are doing as well, because I don't think they show the icons either. So that means they're probably just grabbing the wallpaper and just drawing it on top of the windows and the icons and everything. Like they're just drawing it a second time on top of everything, and then they're drawing the menu titles and everything on top. And that's pretty achievable. So let's get rid of this. So this is what it looks like right now. This is what it looks like right now, where you got the background here. And then if we re-add this, we just draw the picture. We've still got like the frame that's caused by the pop-up dialog border around it. So this is like the content area of the pop-up, and we're just drawing this image here. So to get rid of the frame, we have to do a little workaround that I've known about it for a while now. Like back when I was trying to make a DevTool inspector that would allow one widget to observe like the properties of another active widget, like this widget here or pop-up thing. So I was trying to create a DevTools that you'd have like in a browser and such. And there's an example here I had. And this allowed it to observe another widget, and that allows it to like you were able to look at the pop-up, and normally you can't really access the compact applet pop-up. Site GitHub the compact applet QML. So right here you have compact applet. This is what a normal widget looks like. You've got the compact representation, and then you got the pop-up representation. And you can't really access the pop-up window because there isn't a reference to it, because it's not available when the main is created. So it doesn't have a parent when it's created. So it can't really, and you can't reference this variable either. So, but when later on, it has the applet parent attached to it. And the applet parent is this mouse event listener. But even once the parent is set to this, you can reference this main item here, but you still can't access pop-up window. And that annoyed me for the heck of a long time, until yesterday when I realized we can access the window. So every like QML item has a window property attached to it. Attached properties. So, and from this like namespace, you can access the actual window that your item is attached, is a descendant of. So if we grab that and then we log it, oh right, that's not it there. There we go. Get that out of the way. So pop-up window should be right here. And we realize it's the Plasma Quick dialog, and that's the pop-up window, and we can access it now. So now that we can do that, we can do all this other stuff. So, and there's actually a parent, because it also parent changes when it goes to null too. And so just making sure that the parent window is actually a Plasma Core dialog rather than the parent window being like some reason you could add the TiledMenu widget to the desktop as a desktop widget, and the window there would be like this root window that draws the background desktop wallpaper and such. So we're just making quickly sure that this is the dialog. And then we bind these properties. So when it's full screen, don't draw the background window frame that's around it. And also, instead of doing a flyout effect, like you see how it kind of goes zoom up and zoom down, we just want it to directly appear. So this is the difference. Like that's got the effect there. Oh, that's because I didn't have the property. So yeah, it just appears and then disappears, appears, disappears, and that's because it's just floating rather than coming up from the bottom edge or the top edge or something. And that's it. Oh, and you don't have the window frame either. So it's right to the edge of the screen. And I added a little, like I covered it with a little to make it darker, so because the wallpaper is usually kind of bright, and added a blur effect as well. These are kind of like the things that you have in the lock screen kind of, but I think they're getting rid of the darkening effect. Yeah, I don't know. I can play around with this. So the next problem is getting the wallpaper URL, and that's very difficult, and it's a lot of work because you have a list of screens that you can have. So first you have to take the current window and then somehow convert it to the screen ID or something that Plasma recognizes, because we can't figure out, yeah, it's, and then you have activities on top, so you can have different wallpapers for different activities. Anyways, gotta go.